Hey guys, we are leaving Green Turtle Key and heading to, where we head, buddy?
Great sale.
Great Sail Key. We have got Hurricane Brett chasing us, so we've got to move. The reason why it's been difficult to move is because of the tides, and we've had probably 40-mile-per-hour winds every day. There's been storms and winds that we just haven't been able to move. We've been able to do just like little jaunts, through from key to key, from island to island. So today we've got a great weather window, and we're going to try to go about 10 hours, which is a lot. So listen, while we're doing that and talking about Hurricane Brett and trying to get away from him, I wanted to just make sure that we never mislead you into thinking that this is kind of a glamorous life and that we're on vacation 24/7. We literally are living on the edge of civilization. Now, it's not something for everyone. We really like it and we choose it, but by no means is it a vacation or what you would imagine. For example, I imagined before we got on the boat that we'd be in the Bahamas in these blue waters, and in the morning I would get up and jump off the boat, have a beautiful swim in clear waters, get out of the water, have my coffee with Captain Chris. And the reality of it is, yes, there are beautiful blue waters, but you can't get in them because of sharks. They're everywhere. I saw probably 3 or 4 of them, 8 to 10 feet, just swimming by the boat. And they're so, like, ninja. You don't hear them. You don't know they're there. They're so, like, graceful in the water, and they stay down below. So if you're not up above, you can't see them. And they just kind of butter through the water. No sound, no splashing. It's not like the dolphins. They're the clowns of the ocean. They're jumping, they're splashing, they let you know they're there. It's not like the sea turtles. They're like the court jester. They pop their head up and you see them and they blow. These sharks are so nimble in the water, and they are so graceful, and they stay down low. They rarely come up. They only come up to hunt. So when I'm sitting on the boat and I'm seeing this blue, beautiful water, and then you see a 10-foot shark just 5 feet away from you. It's what, Chris?
You're just afraid of the shark.
I'm
chances of getting
all right. Captain Chris is saying,
you're making it seem like the entire Bahamas is full of sharks.
can you hear him? He knows that I'm just terrified. I watch Jaws like every day. And I probably shouldn't. But anyway, it's kind of like being an alcoholic and working in a bar. Or like a ex-smoker working in a smoke shop. You see this beautiful water that just begs you to come in, but you better not. Matter of fact, when we were in, I think it was Treasure Key, or no, what was the one before Treasure Key? Man of War Key. So we got ourselves on a mooring ball, and the guy comes around, the Bahamian comes around to collect the money for the mooring ball. It's like $20, $25 a night. What was it? Hopetown. And these folks had rented a catamaran, a family, and they were like a couple boats away from us. And these two little girls, about 10 years old, are jumping off the top of the catamaran into the water. Well, you see our guy that comes around, the Bohemian that comes around to collect the mooring ball fee, zip over there. The girls get out of the water. The dad helps them. He comes to us to collect. And I asked him, I said, can you swim in this water? It's just so beautiful. And he said, no. And I said, well, what about the beach? There was like a beach. If you get on your dinghy and you walk 10 feet, there's a beach. And I said, can you swim in there? And he said, no. I said, why? And he's like, the sharks. So that's been one of the things that I imagined and daydreamed, that it would be like just swimming in this beautiful water. And you can, but then again, you shouldn't. So there's things. Chris is so mad at me right now. I'm not going to glamorize things. If you're someone like me that is afraid of sharks, I'm terrified of sharks. You see one and you're done. We did go to, what was that wonderful sandbar that we went to for the day? What? Tahiti Beach. Now that, you could see a shark coming from miles away because the water only went up to your waist and it was clear and white sand, and it was what I had, the hallmark picture of what I had daydreamed would be. It actually happened one day out of 2 years. So anyway, listen, just so you know, I don't want to glamorize this or make people think, oh, look at her lifestyle, she's living it up. No, you know what? We're hot, we're sweaty, we don't get showers often enough. The food and the provisions can be difficult. It is close quarters. This morning, somehow a frog got on board, and Captain Chris had to grab it and get it to go before we took off. But, I mean, like I said, we live on the edge of civilization. It's not like when you're in a home, if you have a home like you do, a house, and then you come and you do what we're doing for the weekend or for a week. Yeah, it's definitely, but when you live on board, it's something completely different. I'm not complaining. It is our choice. I wouldn't trade it. But I just don't want to over glamorize it. So, gosh, I forgot what else I wanted to say. I'll think of it later. Oh, I know. You guys have been asking about my son Philip and his anxiety. The meds just weren't working. He tried different meds. He can't get them right. So he battles it every day. It's not as bad as it was where he was asking to go to the emergency room. So he tries. He's done a lot of reading. He's read what you folks have talked about here, and he's tried to incorporate them. So he still gets them every day. But when I ask him, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you? When he went to the ER, he said I was a 10. And he said every day he just hums around a 3 or a 4. So thank you for asking about him and praying for him and sharing all of your information, about what you know about the topic. A lot of you have been asking about the cat. The thing is when I make these videos, he's sleeping. He's up and about at night. They're nocturnal, kind of, I guess. But I'll put up some videos of Wizard so you guys can see him. He's having, thanks, Bubby. He's having a great time, and he just enjoys to sit up on deck and watch the nightlife on the water. So he's doing well. And of course, Gidgey's Gidge. She's just a mad woman. She goes for walks every day. Captain Chris puts her on the dinghy, takes her to land, and she has a wonderful walk, and then she's just pooped out. for the rest of the day. And Mick, of course, is doing real fine with us. Wouldn't know what to do without him. I'm going to be heading back. We're going to head back to Hope's for a special surprise for you. Not going to tell. And then we're going to head home to Pennsylvania to visit for the summer. I really miss my mom and dad, my sisters and my nieces and nephews and cousins and aunts and uncles. And so that has been really pulling on the heartstrings. Again, talking about folks that want to glamorize what we're doing. You know, the biggest thing that we miss is, you know, not laundry being done and food and water and showers, and family is the big one. And then, of course, I've got some tests coming up, fingers crossed. I think July 25th I go in, and then I'll have another one in August. So we'll see how that goes. Again, I thank you so much for supporting our channel and our videos by hitting like, subscribe, and follow. And you know, when you do that, it doesn't cost you anything, but it gives YouTube and Facebook the algorithms that I'm liked. So don't just hit like, but hit like, subscribe, follow, and it really helps me out. I also want to thank you for all the purchases that you guys have made for JTV and Silpata. That really keeps us going as well. So I really appreciate that so much, beyond words. And I hope that you like the products that you've been getting. All right, you guys, let's run out Hurricane Brett. I know they're saying it's a Category 1, or could be a Category 1, but I talked to Bubby this morning, and he said that's a minimum of 70-mile-per-hour winds. We've been in 40 and 50, and it's not fun. So I'll check in with you later. Love you guys. Bye-bye.